50 years ago. Thousands converged on Washington, D.C. to take up the cause that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had been fighting for when he was assassinated just months before, April 4th, 1968, the Poor People's Campaign. It was a little more than a week after her husband's memorial service that Coretta Scott King led a march to demand economic Bill of Rights that included a guaranteed basic income, full employment, and more low-income housing.
Yep. Socialism has been tried before, but it just doesn't work.
Caravans traveled from around the country to take part in a 6-week-long protest camp on the National Mall called Resurrection City. Today we look at the new Poor People's Campaign launched by the Reverend Dr. William Barber II and Reverend Dr. Liz Theo-Harris. Starting today, continuing for the next 6 weeks, low-wage workers, clergy, and community activists in 40 states are planning events that will culminate in a mass protest in Washington, June 23rd. This week's focus is on children, women, and people with disabilities who live in poverty.
We're going to do something different here, and because we deserve it, because we matter. And I think that that is the spirit of the Poor People's Campaign, is just saying it ends with me. You know, we're going to have a different community, a different neighborhood. What's disgusting?
Union busting.
What? What's disgusting?
Union busting.
The new Poor People's Campaign officially launched last year, and since then, Reverend Dr. William Barber and Reverend Dr. Liz Theo-Harris have been touring the country. Today, they're in Washington, D.C. for a major day of nonviolent direct action. Joining us now, we welcome you both to Democracy Now! Reverend Dr. William Barber, you're president of Repairers of the Breach, distinguished visiting professor of public theology at Union.
Thank you so much, Amy. Today, in more than 30 states and here in the District of Columbia, activists, clergy, and most of all impacted people, poor, will be organizing a nonviolent moral fusion direct action Mondays, a direct confrontation with what we call policy violence and the immoral policies that we see are continuing to hurt the poor. And particularly the focus today will be on women in poverty, children in poverty.
What immoral policies? The only immoral policies I can see with regards to poverty is the endless taxes and regulations that make it nearly impossible for the little guy to get ahead. The problem is too much government, not enough government.
Direct confrontation with what we call policy violence. A wage worker I met in North Carolina who could not get insurance because North Carolina did not expand Medicaid and was also sick with ovarian cancer, and has children. Or Amy in West Virginia, who was a woman, who's working poor woman, who watched her state, her governor, Republican governor, cynically give a little raise to teachers, but chose to do it by cutting Medicaid and cutting food stamps. Or I think about the lady Pamela in Loudoun County, Alabama, who has raw sewage in the back of her yard, who was taken advantage of by predatory lenders and had to pay over $100 and some thousand for a single wide trailer that is now falling apart, full of moles and holes. And her son, who's 11-year-old, now has to wear a CPAP machine because of the infections in his lungs, and she herself is disabled. All over this country, we continue to see what is not often seen or talked about in our politics, in our political debates, or even in the media, except for places like here, Amy. 250,000.
And the government will help you. I'm sorry, but socialism has been tried and it doesn't work. You know why? Because it can't. Unless we have a kind of technological singularity, it can't work.
country. We continue to see what is not often seen or talked about in our politics, in our political debates, or even in the media, except for places like here, Amy. 250,000 people are dying every year from poverty and low wealth.
Bullshit!
54 million people work with less than a living wage, 54% of African Americans. And these realities hurt children and women and the disabled the most. Thousands of people who are homeless of every different race, creed, color, and sexual orientation. And what we are saying, it is time for a moral confrontation, a nonviolent moral confrontation, because whether you look at the morality of our Constitution, the establishment of justice, or you look at the morality of the scriptures that says, for instance, in Isaiah 10, woe unto
and your precious government will help the poor. Does the government help the poor? The answer, it doesn't. Welfare doesn't help the poor.
in their play. It is when we know we can do it. It is the establishment of justice. Or you look at the morality of the scriptures that says, for instance, in Isaiah 10, woe unto those who legislate evil and rob the poor of their right and make women and children their prey. It is immoral to have 37 million people without health care. It is immoral not to pay living wages when we know we can do it. It is immoral that people don't have single-payer health care out of human rights, and children have access to public education and college, and that we stop the trend of resegregation.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Dr. William Barber, but single-payer health care doesn't work. It isn't working in the European Union. It ain't working in Canada or Australia. What makes you think it'll work here? And by the way, even if the government taxed and stole 100% of the income of the wealthy and upper middle class, the government still wouldn't be able to afford to give basic necessities to everyone. It simply wouldn't work. The so-called Poor People's Campaign is a drive for socialism. I ain't denying that there's poverty in America, but the solution is to get government out of the economy, drastically reduce or eliminate the government entirely and let the free market do what it does best. That is the only way we'll ever get rid of 99% of all poverty.